Hey, readers, welcome back to Reading with T Grow. So, today we are going to read the library book. So, I chose this book because those of us who are in Madison City public schools, we received information on yesterday, both to teachers and parents, letting us know that AR reading is now available at home. Of course, before we had to come home, you could not take AR tests at home. You could look at your books and quizzes that you have taken so that your parents can keep up with what you're doing with AR, but you couldn't take tests at home. And so, because of everything that's going on, Madison City School District did an awesome thing, and along with Renaissance Place, of course, in making AR libraries and testing available to our students during this time that they're at home. And so that's why I chose this book, the library book, because of course we no longer have access to our school library right now. We also don't have access to our several community libraries because of the social distancing and trying to lessen the spread of the coronavirus. And so we don't have our wonderful access to thousands and thousands and thousands of books. The library is an amazing place, a beautiful place of wonder. You can go and you can allow your imagination to run wild in a lot of the books that are available. You can learn so much massive, interesting information within the books in the library. Of course, the library doesn't just hold books, there are videos in the library that you can check out. There are computers available in our library at Madison Elementary. We have the makerspace area where we can go and we can do STEM activities and all sorts of cool things you can find in the library. So this is like my ode to the library, if you will. Being that we don't have access to it, but it is also in celebration of us now having at home access to AR books through Renaissance Place Library, their digital library, and us being able to take AR tests. Of course, we know that good readers try to read at least 20 minutes a day to help keep up their reading stamina, to continue to build their vocabulary, to exercise their imagination, to help with reading comprehension, to help with fluency. So, reading every day is a skill that we can always grow. No matter how old we get, we can always grow our reading stamina and our reading ability. As we get older, the content that we read gets bigger. um, the topics that we read about gets more complex, and so the words that we are exposed to get more complex. So you can never stop practicing and strengthening the skill of reading, even as an elder, which is an older person, a senior citizen. So in celebration of AR being available to us at home, I have a challenge for not just my students, but any students who come across this video and have access to at home AR books and AR testing. I challenge you during this 3 weeks that we are out of school. I challenge you to try to get at least 10 AR points by reading every day. Even if you don't have a library at home full of wonderful books, you have the digital library of Renaissance. Yay! I'm glad you enjoy. I really hope that you join this challenge. Um, but you now have the digital library of Renaissance Place. We also have Epic. Of course, a lot of the books that are available on Epic are AR books. The book that I read, The Legend of Rock, Paper, Scissors, if you go and watch that video, it is an AR book. I think it was a level, I want to say a 3.9 maybe, or 3.1. It was 3 point something, but that is an AR book. So you could take a test on that as your first. Go and watch that video again. Um, the library book is not is not an AR book, unfortunately, but it's a great story about our love of books and trips to the library. So let's get started. So this book is authored by Tom Chapin and Michael Mark, and it is illustrated by Chuck Gronick. This is also a book out of our classroom library, and it has been used a great deal, which is an awesome thing. Books are for using, books are for reading. Okay, Saturday morning, and the rain is pouring. Dad worked late last night. He's in there snoring. Same old stuff on TV, boring. So what if I can't go out and play? I know what I'll do today. I'm going down to the library, picking out a book, check it out, check it in, check it out. Gonna say hi to the dictionary, picking out a book, check it in, check it out. So, do you think she literally meant she's going to say hi to the dictionary? I think that's a great example of a figure of speech. Maybe she means she's going to take a look through the dictionary. Now, I like books and they like me. So when I go to the library, I sit down in my favorite chair and check to see who's there. Maybe one book, maybe two. Take me home, says Winnie the Pooh. And if we have to travel far, I'll bring my honey jar. Oh, I'm going down to the library, picking out a book, check it in, check it out. Gonna say hi to the dictionary, picking out a book, check it in, check it out. Wouldn't it be awesome if the books we read, the characters came alive like here? Be interesting, especially those of us who like horror books. Sleeping Beauty yawned and said, I'll come when I get out of bed. But Madeline says, let her nap and jumps into my lap. Madeline. The cat in the hat says, hey, I'll go. Don't take him, cries Pinocchio. Don't take that cat to your address. He always makes a mess. And if anyone has ever read The Cat in the Hat, we know what kind of messes he is capable of making. Looks like she's read a lot of books so far. Winnie the Pooh, Cat in the Hat, Sleeping Beauty, Madeline. Oh, I'm going down to the library, picking out a book, check it in, check it out. Gonna say hi to the dictionary, picking out a book, check it in, check it out. Look at all those characters journeying along with her. Mrs. Parker's back behind the checkout desk today. The Cheshire cat jumps on her head and says, "Let's play." But Mrs. P says, "Goodness, are you sure you want all these?" Speaking of cats, my sweetie just walked past. I thought she was going to jump up on the sofa. "Oh, yes," we shouted together. She says, "Shh, quiet." Supposed to be quiet in the library, right? Good thing about having a digital library and being at home is you don't have to be quiet if you don't want to. Unless, of course, parents are busy working from home or doing something where they need you to be quiet. I'm going down to the library, picking out a book, check it in, check it out. Gonna say hi to the dictionary, picking out a book, check it in, check it out. The seven dwarfs begin to shout, "Say, take us with you, check us out." Then Cinderella gets her gown and Babor grabs his crown. I wonder how long it's going to take her to read all these books she's checking out. Then Curious George swings from the shelf. Along comes Mother Goose herself. Out the door we danced and sang. The whole library rang. They are breaking the number one library rule of being. "Oh, I'm going down to the library, picking out a book, check it in, check it out. Gonna say hi to the dictionary, picking out a book, check it in, check it out." Her library trip is kind of like the game Jumanji. You know how when you play the game, you end up being in that place? Woo! That would be good for us who love fairy tales. But for those of us who like horror books and those of us who like mystery books and thrillers, or books with wizards and monsters and dragons, I don't know if we want all of those characters to come with us. I'm going down to the Shh. The word oh, I just ripped my book a little more. The word shh is an example of an onomatopoeia. That was another figure of speech that we were going to talk about had we been in school this week. And an onomatopoeia is simply a word that expresses a sound, or a big action like boom or zap or ouch or zing. Those are examples of onomatopoeias. So shh expresses a sound. Picking out a book, check it in, check it out. So it looks like she only checked out one book, but maybe it's a book that has a lot of different stories in it. And there she is in her room, comfy, enjoying her book. The end. The great thing about books is, like I said, it's you get to live in your imagination during that time that you are reading that book, especially if it's a book that you are really into and really enjoy. You kind of put yourself inside the story. Excuse me. And so, of course, when we read books, we can go to all different kind of places that we may have never physically been to. We learn about places that we haven't been able to go to yet. And so, again, my challenge for my students and any student who may read this book and your district has access to AR at home or AR online, get in that digital library, or if you have books at home that are AR books, read those books and let's get us some AR points going on. The goal is 10 points for this 3 weeks that we are out. And I want you to come back to this story and I want you to comment when you have met your 10-point goal, because not if, but when. I am believing that you are going to accept the challenge and you are going to rack up those 10 points in no time during this break. Thank you for coming to read with me. Braxton, thank you for checking in and reading with me. It is my absolute pleasure to read to you all. In the class, we don't get to do read a lot alouds as often because in third grade we have a whole lot of work to do. But reading is always fun, and reading is always a great activity to do for leisure. And so I really do enjoy reading. And so this has given me the opportunity to get a lot of reading in to you all virtually. So come back tomorrow and see what we will read. Thank you for coming to read with me, Miss Grow, or T Grow.